You keep telling yourself that your financial freedom will begin next month. Yet somehow every month quietly disappears before anything meaningful ever changes. You know what you should be doing because saving more, spending less, and investing consistently never sounded confusing when you imagined your future from a distance. Then payday arrives. Your motivation feels real, your plans seem achievable, and you genuinely believe this time everything will finally be different from before. Days later, your account balance looks strangely familiar. Your goals quietly move further away again, and another promise gets postponed without any obvious explanation. The strangest part is that you are not delaying your financial freedom because you are lazy, careless, or incapable of building wealth over time. So why does your future always lose against decisions that seem completely reasonable in the moment? Welcome to Unspoken Finance, where you discover how financial psychology, behavioral finance, and practical personal finance quietly shape every money decision you make each day. If you enjoy understanding why money feels harder than it should and learning practical habits that create lasting wealth, subscribe and continue this journey with us. You probably spend more time thinking about money than most people around you ever realize because financial pressure quietly follows you into ordinary moments throughout the day. You imagine what life could feel like without constantly checking your account balance before making simple purchases that should never create anxiety or hesitation. You promise yourself that unnecessary spending will finally stop because you genuinely want to become someone who always puts future security before temporary satisfaction. Then something small happens, an online sale appears, friends invite you somewhere, or you convince yourself that one purchase will never really matter. The amount usually feels insignificant because it never seems large enough to threaten your long-term plans when viewed completely by itself. Unfortunately, your financial future is rarely changed by one expensive decision because it is quietly shaped by hundreds of ordinary moments that barely feel important. You leave those moments believing nothing serious happened because your savings goal still seems possible somewhere in the distant future waiting patiently for you. Weeks later, you wonder why your financial freedom still feels just as far away, despite working hard, earning money, and constantly thinking about improving your finances. Eventually, frustration begins replacing hope because every delay slowly convinces you that maybe financial freedom simply belongs to people who have more discipline than you. That explanation sounds convincing until you notice something strange happening in almost every area of your life beyond money alone. You delay exercising even though you understand the benefits because tomorrow somehow always feels like the better time to begin changing your routine. You delay difficult conversations despite knowing they would improve your relationships because avoiding discomfort feels easier than confronting uncertainty today. You even delay simple tasks that require only a few minutes because your brain quietly whispers that there will always be another opportunity later. What if your financial delays are not actually about money at all, but about the way your brain naturally protects you from uncomfortable emotions? Your brain is designed to value immediate comfort much more strongly than distant rewards because survival once depended on responding quickly to present opportunities. Saving money asks you to sacrifice something visible today for something invisible that may only improve your life years from now. Unfortunately, your brain treats those future rewards like blurry promises instead of meaningful realities because they cannot compete with immediate emotional satisfaction. Buying something today produces certainty because you instantly experience enjoyment, relief, excitement, or comfort without waiting months or years for those feelings. Building wealth feels emotionally weaker because the reward exists mostly inside your imagination instead of appearing immediately before your eyes. This hidden tendency is why your future self constantly loses arguments against your present self, even when you genuinely care about becoming financially independent. The problem becomes even stronger whenever stress, exhaustion, boredom, loneliness, or frustration quietly influence your emotional state before making financial decisions. Your brain begins searching for the fastest possible emotional relief because temporary comfort feels much more urgent than protecting a future version of yourself. That explains why grocery shopping becomes more expensive after stressful workdays, because emotional exhaustion quietly lowers your ability to resist unnecessary purchases. It explains why late-night online shopping suddenly feels reasonable, despite knowing you already decided not to spend extra money earlier that same morning. It explains why saving often feels exciting during weekends, while unexpected spending somehow dominates ordinary weekdays filled with pressure and mental fatigue. Your financial decisions rarely happen inside perfect logical environments because they happen while emotions constantly influence what feels important at that particular moment. Without realizing it, you begin treating money as emotional medicine, instead of treating it as a tool for building long-term freedom. Even after understanding this psychological pattern, another question quietly remains, because awareness alone does not automatically change deeply repeated financial behaviors. If you already know what keeps happening, why do you still repeat exactly the same financial decisions almost every single month? Every repeated financial choice teaches your brain what feels normal, because habits become automatic long before they become noticeable to your conscious mind. Each unnecessary purchase strengthens the pathway connecting emotional discomfort with spending, because your brain remembers which action temporarily reduced unpleasant feelings. Eventually, the habit becomes so automatic that you hardly notice making the decision before your money has already quietly disappeared again. Meanwhile, saving money often remains inconsistent because your brain never experiences enough repeated emotional rewards to strengthen that healthier financial behavior. Behavioral finance shows that your financial future grows naturally from repeated systems instead of occasional moments of extraordinary motivation or determination. That means your financial freedom depends less on dramatic life changes and much more on what repeatedly happens during completely ordinary days. The first practical change begins before you spend anything, because awareness always becomes stronger when you slow the decision instead of reacting immediately. Whenever you feel the urge to buy something unexpected, pause for 24 hours before making the purchase unless it involves genuine necessities. That simple pause creates enough emotional distance for your logical thinking to return, because urgency often disappears once temporary emotions quietly fade away. Next, give every paycheck a clear purpose before it reaches your spending account, because money without direction usually follows your strongest emotions instead. Automatically transfer part of your income into savings immediately after receiving it, because removing constant decisions protects you from emotional spending later. Keep your financial goals visible somewhere you naturally look every day, because your future becomes easier to protect when it feels emotionally present. Instead of focusing only on the amount you want to save, regularly imagine what those savings will eventually allow you to experience and enjoy. Picture sleeping peacefully without constant financial anxiety, handling emergencies confidently, choosing opportunities freely, and living without every decision depending entirely upon your next paycheck. Those mental pictures strengthen your emotional connection with future rewards, because your brain finally begins recognizing them as meaningful rather than distant abstractions. Finally, celebrate consistency instead of perfection, because building wealth depends much more upon repeated progress than avoiding every financial mistake forever. Imagine reaching the end of each month without wondering where your money quietly disappeared, because every important financial decision already followed a simple personal system. Imagine opening your savings account and recognizing that each small contribution represents another promise you actually kept to your future self. Your confidence gradually grows because financial freedom no longer feels like an impossible dream depending upon extraordinary income or perfect self-control every single day. Instead, it becomes the natural result of countless ordinary decisions quietly moving in the same direction over many months and years together. Eventually, delaying your financial freedom stops feeling normal, because protecting your future becomes the easiest financial habit you practice without constant internal struggle. The greatest obstacle between you and financial freedom was never simply a lack of money, because your hidden psychological patterns quietly shaped your financial behavior every day. Once you understand that your brain naturally protects today's comfort more strongly than tomorrow's possibilities, your financial struggles finally begin making complete sense. That understanding changes everything, because you stop blaming yourself and start building systems that work with human psychology instead of constantly fighting against it. Financial freedom is rarely delayed by one dramatic mistake because it quietly moves further away through countless ordinary decisions that never seemed important at the time. The moment you begin protecting your future with small, consistent actions instead of temporary emotions, your relationship with money starts transforming in ways that once seemed impossible. If this video helped you recognize the hidden psychology behind your financial decisions, leave a like so more people can discover these overlooked money patterns. Subscribe to Unspoken Finance for more stories exploring financial psychology, behavioral finance, and practical personal finance that help you build lasting wealth with greater confidence. Before you leave, comment the single word discipline if you are ready to stop delaying your financial freedom and start protecting the future you truly want to build.